All right. What's up, everyone? We're back. I know it's been a long hiatus, but we're back with the podcast, Northwest Bodybuilding. And today, I don't know who else we're going to get on, but right now, we got my buddy CT, Chris Bickley. How's it going, bro?
What up, man?
What's going on, man? So recently, your last show was was that the Northwest last year?
Yeah, it was Northwest last year.
Okay. It's the Northwest last year. And I've been following you. Obviously, we're good buddies, but you've made some really substantial gains, man. I noticed your diet's been really dialed in. That's probably a huge component of it. And then, of course, you're kind of like me. You're real for training. Yeah, just tell me. There we go. Awesome. What's up, man?
Dude, I didn't know I was hopping on this. Give me just a minute.
It's all good. Yeah, me and Chris just started it, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to send a link to like five random people and see if they jump on.
Well, I'm just one of the random
right
people.
on. Yeah, just get settled.
Yeah, Bobby, join in.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, what's up, Helen? What's up, Chris?
What up?
Hell yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, we're just kind of checking in with Chris on his progress, and I'll check in with you guys too. On his last show was the Northwest Championships in November. He got, was it third in the supers?
Second
in the supers. I thought he should have won, but that was a weird. There was some weird judging at that show. But anyways, tell us about the last 6 months.
I heard it's pretty weird.
Yeah.
That was the show. Monty got beaten by Pence and all that stuff. But yeah, CT, tell us about the last 6 months. What do you think has made the biggest difference in your program as far as like, because I think you made substantial gains in the last 6 months. So tell us about it.
I would say probably like my best progress I've ever had in my bodybuilding career, but I've always been someone that was I'd prep, like I'd lock in for prep and be like really good to go for like 5 months, near 100%. And then off season would come and I kind of would just let things like slip here and there, specifically like missing meals and stuff. And so I feel like I never have a productive off season. And then typically I'd like, my training was never locked in. And so I'd say like the biggest determining factor, because I'd obviously taken gear before and shit, but I've never, since the beginning of 2023, I've only missed 8 meals. Which is something I track just because I'm proud of it myself. But then pretty much my training's been the same for the last 2 years as well. So I just continue to dial that in. And you and I have talked about that constantly. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I can tell you're killing it. That's pretty good. 8 meals since 2023. Is that what you said?
Yeah, since the start of 2023.
And then do you have anything planned for your next show, or just you said you're in a deficit right now?
Yeah, so I haven't really said anything. I'm going to do Northwest again. This will be my 10-year anniversary of competing. The first time I did Northwest, I was Alan Cool was just about to win the overall, and I was dead last in men's physique. Like I didn't even have abs. I was also like 70 pounds less and whatever. And so I actually had a guy I was getting ready for this show, and he had some legal issues, and I just kind of was right at that spot where I just finished my health phase, and I was like, well, I can either prep or I can go back in the off season. And I never had pushed my food the way I pushed it from the end of the show until the end of June. And so I was eating anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 grams of carbs a day.
Damn.
My body was just like responding to shit like crazy. If I took a day off, I felt like I dropped like 3 or 4 pounds pretty easily. And so I was like, well, fuck it. Let's just see what happens. And the funny thing is I shifted to a deficit and I keep getting leaner, but I've pretty much sat at the same weight for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good plan, man. Getting you into a show. Because, I think, Bobby, you mentioned this on your Instagram the other day, like bodybuilding is just, prep, getting as big as possible and then prepping and then recomping and then just like doing that over and over. And I think sometimes we Yeah. Like we wait too. I know I have a few times in my career, you wait too long. You're like, I got to put on so much size, but it's like you almost get to a point where you're going to hit a wall. But that brings me to Bobby. Bobby, you've made some crazy gains lately. Especially I've seen a lot of growth in your lats, specifically quad sweep and stuff. What do you attribute your like lat growth to? Because obviously I'm always trying to grow my back, you know. But what do you think? Yeah, what do you think you could attribute that to?
This is probably, I know a lot of people would disagree with this, but it's probably moving away from free weights more.
Okay.
Because I would honestly ego lift free weights way too much, like barbell rowing, like good like 345, and it's doing absolutely nothing for my fucking back.
Yeah.
So if I'm actually getting strong on a machine where I'm kind of fixed, I can squeeze a little bit more. I mean, I'm incorporating a little bit of free weights right now, but it's mostly just machines.
Yeah.
And then that's also the day that I have my high carb day.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's nothing like Chris's. My high carb day is like 80 grams of, I don't know, 80 grams of like pancakes or something. 80 grams of carbs from pancakes before I train.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like
like that's good.
my bulk is like 340 carbs.
Yeah, it's funny. Like Bobby, I think you're one of those guys who like you have to diet super hard, right? But then when you're in the off season, you don't necessarily have to eat as much, right?
No, like honestly, I'm perfectly full. I'm always hungry.
Yeah.
And I mean, it kind of sucks because like when it is time to diet, like for this last show, I was doing a good like 2 hours of cardio and everything, but 15 minutes of that was Stairmaster.
Yeah.
That'll build up over time, though. You'll get more muscle and be able to eat more.
That's true. Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah. So Bobby, you're just riding out the off season, right? Because you just did the Oregon Open and that was your second show. How old are you now, Bobby?
I'm 26.
Yeah, dude, you're super young. Great X frame.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man, just keep going. Keep going. Bobby's super strong too. So I think sometimes when guys are like really strong, getting into more machines and stuff, like where he's saying where like he's more braced and stuff, can be very beneficial. I definitely agree with that. You know, we're so spoiled down here with Tim getting all these new machines. He just got like 3 new back machines and yeah, man.
And, I mean, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, dude. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like something I mean, I would always preach, like get down to your fundamentals, but like both you guys, everyone here has their fundamentals down to a T already. But like obviously to anyone who's like new, I'd be like, okay, no, get your free weights down first. And then
Yeah.
once you actually have enough muscle to where you can feel contractions, then you can switch to machines more.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But
I agree 100%. Definitely. It's funny, the 2 times I've experienced the most back growth was probably recently, like similar to you, Bobby, where like I still do my free weight stuff, but I've been hammering like specific machines more. And then the other time it grew the most was actually during COVID, and I was training at my house, and my back routine was literally barbell rows, dumbbell rows, deadlifts, and pull-ups. So I think like obviously there's a million ways to skin a cat. But yeah, I think both those ways you can do it either way. And then sometimes one or the other is a better way for certain people. Definitely.
And then I mean also, I mean, let's be real, like site injections do help too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just hitting like right before you go work out that area. I feel like it just helps stretch out, especially if you're doing a decently like large amount of oil in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, dude, I pride this podcast on being honest. And yeah, I mean, yeah, site injection does work. You know, it's something that, like we're bringing inflammation into the muscle by training, and a site injection kind of does the same thing. It's just if you manage it the right way, it can kind of help. Definitely. Yeah. Alan, you're still on, right? Alan's still on here? Did he hop off?
We might have hopped off. I know it sounded like he was.
Okay.
Hey, no, I'm here, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm getting settled and
Oh, you're good, bro.
got
Yeah, take your time.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
So something as far as like approaching a back training, something that I think is super hard for people to learn, and I see it really common in the bodybuilding community, is people's ability to contract their lats versus their upper back.
Yeah.
You'll see people for years that will be on the bodybuilding stage and never change their back because they're doing everything to pull their scapula together rather than depressing it and squeezing the lat as they're coming through. And every time I see guys that have like the biggest back growth, it's because they basically will praise rows, but it's like they finally learned to row.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find that super common, I guess.
Yeah. I'm finding certain movements are really being effective for me recently, like the Nautilus pullover, the newer one that we have at our newer gym where you can actually fit in and it doesn't pinch you.
I don't know, man. I'm still having a hard time fitting in that thing.
Okay, it still kind of does pinch you, but not as much as the other one, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, but I love that. I think I was talking to Justin Shier about this recently, and he attributes like a lot of his front lat growth from like the standing relaxed to that specific machine, the Nautilus pullover, and that's where I feel it, like right in that front lat armpit area. Did somebody else just jump on here? I know there's a way I can make it where I can see everyone. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Chris, what up, bro?
What's up, man? Can you guys hear me?
Oh, Chris, there you are, Chris Cashman. Yeah, I got you two Chris's mixed up. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. How you doing? Can you guys hear me at all?
Good.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep, I got
you.
you.
You're good. Yeah, bro. So we're just making the rounds, kind of checking in on everybody. We just talked to Bobby and Chris. So, Chris, Cashman, how many shows did you just do this year?
Just one.
Just one
done this year. Yeah.
Which one was that again?
The Vancouver Open. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how'd that go for you?
It ended up going, it went well. I won my class for heavyweight and for classic physique.
Yeah.
But I still wasn't very happy with the look. I had to sacrifice some tissue to make weight for classic. So that just kind of sealed the deal. Classic, it's no longer a thing. So going to open now. So our heavyweight, super heavies.
I had you winning the overall in bodybuilding. I was there.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I thought you had it, man. You were diced.
Thank you. Yeah, we're peeled, but just trying to fill up, after making weight was just not. My body was toast, man. We pushed pretty damn hard down because I was in shape at 230.
Yeah.
And, I had to get down below 217, so that was rough.
I remember you struggling around like 225.
What's that?
I remember you struggling around 225.
Yeah. Well, there was a couple sticky points at first. I think first 8 weeks or so, my weight didn't change. It was like 245 around there. And I was starting to get pretty nervous. But then Justin had, I work with Justin Harris. He dropped the hammer and we just started really pulling down. And we got conditioned, but yeah, again, it was too hard to bring back the fullness.
Oh, okay. So you worked with Justin Harris. I think Daniel Hughes works with him too.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. Who won the overall at that show? Who beat you?
I'm spacing on the guy's name. He was one of completely blanking on his name. Just opened a gym, one of his clients. John.
Yeah, John Person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude was peeled that one. He's a good competitor and nothing against him. So he came and looked good. His tan was perfect. They brought him in dial. So congrats to him. I forgot your name, man. But you look good.
And don't you have like glute striations that like fucking 240 or something, 250.
The glute striations don't go away.
That's what I'm saying. Is he looks just a couple weeks out all the time.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, I mean it's just the glutes though, you know, that it's deceiving. Because like I'm like 260, I was 261 this morning, and there's still some glute striations, but there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how everyone holds water in different or holds fat in different places like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know for me, like I can get pretty fucking fat and my abs will still be in. So that's one thing I got. That
Lucky.
You seem to stay pretty lean though year round. Like I mean, your legs are still separated. And...
Yeah, well, this year, yes. Bobby's probably seen me last year when I was like 295. I was pretty fucking chunky, but this year, because I dieted like all last year, it's just been way easier to stay lean, even with just pounding the calories right now. And I mean, kind of like what CT was saying, like eventually you just are able to just process more calories, and at least where I'm at. But Alan, I think you're the last one we haven't checked in on. You did 2 shows, right, recently?
Yep, 2 shows, same results, both shows.
You still kill. I mean, shows are tough, man, because like you could show up at a show and just absolutely smoke it, or show up at a show and there's like 2 or 3 people, and I've been beaten many times, so I wouldn't get down on yourself. You look good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it is what it is, dude. I'll be honest. When I left Tangi, let's see. When they moved me in the center in the overall, I thought I won it.
Yeah,
and
that sucks when that happens. I've been there.
Yeah, and then they called out person's number, and I was like, you know what, is what it is. I'm gonna hold my composure while I'm here. I'm not gonna, act like a fucking idiot. And so, so I stepped off stage. Stu was there with me, so that was cool. I drove him home, and when I got home though, I was I'll admit, dude, I was beat up for a minute. My wife showed up and she's like, look, dude, if you need to cry, you can. And I was like, yeah, just for a minute. I was just because I was in shock still from it. But
oh yeah.
After that, I was good though. It was, it's just a local show, but you put all the effort into it for the 12 to 16 to 20 weeks, however long people are prepping. But you get up at 2 a.m., you do all the cardio, you're taking all the supplements, you're not sleeping good, you're fucking starving, and then you get up there on stage and you think you got it and you don't. And it is. But the next show, Oregon Open, I knew I was going to lose that one. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't worried about it. I knew Dillon was he's just he's an animal. So I was cool with it. I accepted that one well before I even showed up. I just went and had fun, dude. That was a great show, though. It was a blast.
Yeah.
Alan,
there's not a lot of people in the area that I think could beat Dillon, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Yep, he did a great job.
For sure. Alan, I was going to tell you, I was backstage with Tangi, man. You looked fucking awesome. Like, seeing you in person up close, you look great, man.
No, thanks, man. Appreciate it. I got a 6-foot frame. I got to put more muscle on. That's all there is to it. So.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
How tall is everybody here?
I'm 6'1".
Bobby, you're 5'11".
6 foot even.
I'm 5'10".
5'10". Alan, you're 6 foot. I'm 6 foot, so this is a pretty tall group of guys.
Yeah. You don't get that often.
Yeah.
Relatively. Oh shit, that didn't work.
What'd you do, bro?
I know. I was like, did I screw something up?
No, I was trying to bring up Instagram and share screen, but it messed up on me.
Oh no.
Dude, your profile pic, you did not want to be there.
Oh, me too.
Hey, what's that?
Your
how many weeks out were you?
It looks like you did not want to be there.
How many weeks out were you?
It's your work photo. That's a mugshot.
Oh shit! Is that what you guys are seeing?
Yeah.
Oh shit! My Zoom's fucking up right now. I gotta hold on a second. Anyways, but how about I'm trying to fix this. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's do like a top 5 Olympia prediction just for now. Who wants to go first? Who wants to fucking be the brave one to go first?
You
I'll
mean
go.
like in
I'll go.
in any order or first through fifth?
I'd try. I would say
I'll
with,
go top 5, but I won't put any order on it.
Ah, come on.
Well, here's the thing. Like, okay, I'll say mine. So you have openly guys admitting that if Hottie had showed up like he did at the Arnold's, he would have won the Olympia based on what he brought. Which that combination of waist control with the condition he had and fullness, like that was insane.
Yeah.
But then you have, I'm Derek's only going to improve, and then you have Samson that looks pretty damn good for 10 weeks out, or 8 weeks out. I think that he's going to be more dialed than he's been, and he's got something to prove, obviously. Andrew's got something to continue to prove. He showed up insane. If he continues to improve, he's going to look crazy. And then I'm a huge fan of Nick Walker just because of his confidence, and like he's continued to impress me. But like the I guess if I was going to put him in order just based on like what I'm seeing right now, I would still have Hottie first, Derek or Nick in second, vice versa. I could swap them around, and then same thing with Samson and Andrew. And I think really Samson and Andrew is just going to come down to the conditioning and how they look on stage next to the other 3 guys.
right.
So,
Yeah.
that's really it. If those 2 tall guys come in, Samson or Andrew come in peeled, like I don't think anyone stops either one of them if they're peeled. But yeah,
You know what's even like kind of more exciting to me? Like those guys, they've been shuffling around the top 5 for the last couple of years or in the area. But you got Martin coming in. I'm really excited to see where he lands.
Yeah, I like Martin.
Martin looks crazy right now.
And then you got Hunter, who's fucking massive. So it's gonna be exciting to see him in there too.
Hey, so CT, tell me your top 5 again. I'm gonna write it down. We might have to do a bet on this or some shit.
I'm happy to do a bet on it. I'll stick people in places. So I'm gonna go Hottie first, Nick second, Derek third, Andrew fourth, and Samson fifth. And I only say that because fuck, Andrew's looking nuts. If he gets even more peeled, I think he ends up taking the whole thing. But yeah.
Damn, that's throwing Nick in there at second. Woo.
I think of having an injury just before, I don't know about you, I'm so competitive, like having an injury just before like your game day, that would fucking throw me. So to be focused all year on that, I'm driven as fuck. So I don't know.
So who wants to go next? That was a good start.
I'm gonna fuck it. I'll go.
Okay.
I think Hottie first. He's just hungry. And yeah, based on that last look, I think he's just so big, full condition. He's complete package. And then we'll go with Derek next. He's just kind of a poster child too. I think that they like seeing him up there. And that weight, just great structure. And then I want to see probably Andrew Jack in third. I don't think he's going to be quite peeled enough to get to win. I think he will be better. Shit. And then I want to go Nick next. His structure, they hold him back, but Nick doesn't miss. He's going to be diced. And even if he's flat, he's so damn big. Just come in. Although I think he's probably going to come in. They're trying to bring him in blasting full this year. And then Samson coming in at fifth. I think Samson always looks about 8 weeks out. So,
Bobby, you ready?
I think he's gone right now. Oh, there he is.
No, yeah, I'm here.
He's in his meal.
Yeah, I'm getting a meal ready. Come on.
That a boy.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I think all of our picks are pretty much gonna be the same.
What?
Not gonna lie. I mean, I'll be an outlier and I'll put Derek in one in first. I like Derek.
Solid.
Then we'll go Adi. I want to put Nick in third because I do think he could definitely beat Samson, but I also think they also favor Samson. I think Samson's like their golden boy that they just love.
Yeah.
So I'll put Samson in third, and then Andrew fourth, and then Nick in fifth.
Okay.
Actually, no, fuck that. We're gonna throw Martin in fifth. We're gonna throw him out of top five.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So Samson third. Who was
Honestly,
fourth?
I like Andrew.
Oh, Andrew. Yeah. Okay.
And we'll go Martin in fifth.
I like him.
Honestly, I had Martin ahead of Nick at New York Pro. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think it was an orange decision.
it really was. It's just kind of like, I mean, what do you really want? What do you favor more?
Exactly.
But, that's also his home. That's like his hometown.
Yeah,
that's true. Yep. So my list is almost the same as Chris Cashman's because he's got Hottie, Derek, Andrew, Nick, Samson. The only difference I got is Hottie, Derek, Andrew, Samson, Nick. Yeah. That's my top five. I think I like Nick too, and I love his attitude, but I just don't think structurally he's ever going to be able to break that top three. Maybe third, I think, is the best he could do, like that 1 year. But the problem with Nick is like he's 5'6", Hottie's 5'6", Derek's 5'6". They're like better versions of Nick. Way better legs, better structure. Nick is just kind of like, it's so weird. He's such an anomaly. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah. What about Nick from the back though?
No, I know. That's what I was getting to.
Oh shit.
Okay.
He from the back, he's lights out. But like when you look at him in like a front double or front lat, you're like, God, the upper body's so good, and then the lower body is just like, oh, it's like almost amateurish from the front, in my opinion. I mean,
the quad.
Literally.
You know what?
So it's like, I don't know. There's never been somebody that's ever won an Olympia with like an amateur. I wouldn't say amateurish. That's going a little far, but with that bad of quads.
I think it's just the ratio. It's just the ratio. It's just the ratio.
Yeah. It's out of whack.
Curry's legs. I mean, Brandon Curry's legs have never been great.
That's true. I think for Nick to win though, Hottie or Derek would have to be substantially off because they're just better versions of him. Yeah. At the end of the day, you know.
Honestly, at New York Pro, Nick's waist was starting to get like, I know he controls it well, but that thing is starting to get wider and wider.
Yeah, it really has.
I mean, that's what's going to happen though when you're pounding like that much food, because he eats into his show, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So I mean,
they don't really push food much anymore. I don't think. I mean, he doesn't need to gain any size.
I don't think they should. Definitely not. I don't know. I see that waist just getting bigger and bigger, and he controls. Like I said, he controls it well, but it just takes that like one point where it's like, okay, it's too compared to like Derek or Hottie or Samson, who just have the smaller waist in those vacuums.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really favoring shape nowadays. So
exactly, that's exactly what I was saying. So this is Bobby's last show. You guys can see it, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's right. Last. Dead last.
Well, it happens, man. You know what? Like I said, you look good, man. You look good. Like that was your best look yet.
Structure too, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what I keep telling him. I'm just like, keep going, bro. Just keep going. You're gonna. The overalls will happen. Just keep going. You know.
That
Dude,
back
when
shot.
I was 26, I looked nothing like that.
Yeah, exactly. And he's fucking 26, so that's pretty dope. Being that young. Let's see. You think your back double is your best shot, probably, or what?
My back double or my side chest, because I got a really good looking side chest, really good side leg.
That hamstring drop is wild.
Yeah, the ham drop's pretty sick, definitely.
Yeah, jealous of that.
Yeah. So, did you guys catch USA's a couple weeks ago?
Some of it.
No.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I saw the winners.
Did you see the overall winner was like a fucking just ripped out of his mind powerlifter? Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, You know, because hey, Chris, you follow Beatty and all those. Well, probably most of you guys follow Beatty and all those guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty rough on.
What was
Yeah, until they
dude,
saw the
crazy.
photos, then they're like, okay, wait, never mind.
Yeah.
No, I love
about him.
I mean, I love their podcast. I mean, I just started watching it because Stu was on there, and then fucking, it's the most consistent podcast. And Chris, you were on there at one point, weren't you?
No, they pulled up my Instagram with Stu and Nick on there and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I thought you called in, or you were like on there briefly at one point, but
no. Maybe someday.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because you know, like Beatty was like what, 4th last year, and then Eric Janicki was 2nd, and fucking Janicki was 5th, and then what, Beatty was 8th?
7th or 8th, yeah.
Yeah, 7th or 8th. Yeah, and then this powerlifter dude, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, just showed up, apparently just peeled out of his mind. Just nasty. Oh yeah, his name's Austin Boltman, because I talked to him on Instagram a little bit. And I was like, dude, how long, how much bodybuilding training do you have? And he's like, about 3 or 4 years. I'm like, fuck.
Jesus.
But I mean, you know how it is. Like if you're a serious powerlifter of like 10 years and you train like a powerlifter, but also add volume, a lot of those guys could have a hell of a physique if they just throw a little bit of bodybuilding training in. But it's so funny because I'm sure everyone watches like Mike Israetel and shit. I like some of his stuff, but he's also fucking just super cringy sometimes. Yeah. And I just what's that?
Did you see his last showing?
Yeah, it was fucking not very good.
Those protein puffs ain't doing it, man.
I know, right?
You can't be dieting on protein puffs, bro.
That episode cracked me up, bro. That episode cracked me up. You guys see that episode of Rod's podcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
This cocksucker sitting there like 6 weeks out, like, oh, I'm like eating cheese puffs. And he's like, you can eat whatever you want. It's fucking long as the macros are fucking, you know, within. It's like, all right, brother. But every time you show up on stage, you look horrible. You know?
Yeah. Gives me hope I can go to nationals.
But what I loved about that powerlifter guy winning was I've just seen a bunch of recent videos where like Mike Israetel has just been like shitting on deadlifts, like the deadlifts, you know, like they don't build your back, they're blah 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 blah. And I just wanted to be like, look at this motherfucker. He just beat all the best bodybuilders in America that have been fucking training who knows how long, and the dude just trained for 3 years and fucking showed up and smoked everyone because he had like a deadlifter's back. With legs and a huge chest from benching all those years, and just was peeled out of his fucking mind.
Well, and he probably could hold his strength through his prep a lot better too.
Exactly. Yeah. One of my first coach, Roger, was like a power builder, and he always tried to get me to like do powerlifting in the off season, but it just never really intrigued me enough for me to like do it. I trained with some powerlifters like here and there, but I could just never motivate myself to go under like 5 reps, you know?
Yeah. And it's just also like, it's so like program oriented, you know, you can't just like go in there and have fun. I feel like it just takes a lot of it. It feels stale. I've done a little bit of it, but it's just like, you're not training to failure, you know, it has to be so structured. And, I mean, I guess like our diet, but it's just for them training program, you know?
Yeah. But I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like this year in the IFBB, like, I feel like this is probably the most competitive year ever, just looking around like the scope of the overall winners, and then like looking at the Olympia, like some people are putting Brandon Curry in like 8th, 9th. Like there's to make the top 10 this year, I think is going to be more harder than any other year, personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a whole new crop. Like the 2010 to 2015 guys are on their way out if they're not already out, and you've got this whole new crop of young guys that look phenomenal just starting to take over the stage. I mean,
that's exactly what it is too.
Did we ever get Alan's top?
No, we didn't.
5?
Oh shit, yeah, Alan, thanks for reminding me. Go ahead, Alan, you're up, bud.
You're not getting
Same mix.
I was like,
looking at Bobby's back.
I was like, I don't even watch the pros. I don't give a fuck about.
Hottie, Derek, Nick, and I'm gonna say Samson, Andrew.
Okay.
You know what? The group after that, man, I'm telling you, you got Ron Jewett. I saw Ron Jewett up there in Vancouver. That's where he got qualified. He looked fucking sick, dude. He's like, he'll be in the top 10, I'm sure. Between him, Hunter, and Martin might squeeze in there, top 5.
Yeah. John Jewett, I forgot about him.
Yeah.
Dang, yeah. Have you guys ever go ahead?
No, you're good.
Have you guys ever tried has anybody ever tried the drug ment Trestalone? I don't know why this came in my head today. I think I heard it on a podcast.
No, I haven't.
I have not.
Actually, I heard Stu talking about it. That's where I fucking heard it. They were talking about it. They were talking about it on the Canadian Beef podcast. I took it years ago. I remember like when Tony Huge came out and fucking was all super popular, like 2017 or some shit. And he came out with it. I took a bottle of it, and I just remember you have to run it like super low. I think if I remember right, you have to run like no more than like 150 mgs a week or something, maybe 200. Otherwise, it's just so strong and so estrogenic that like you'll get super strong and put on like 10 pounds right away, but you'll also like instantly get guy now. If you're prone to it.
So yeah, the person that I knew that took it, they said they actually got a little bit of guidance from it.
Yeah.
But I mean, they enjoyed doing it, but I've also heard it's like the mental sides are like trend on steroids.
Yeah. It's a really interesting drug. I don't know the original where it was originally made or anything, but it's kind of like an underground newer one. But I know some of the pros have kind of messed with it. But like Stu was saying, I think he only messed with it a couple times for just like, 2 to 4 weeks at a time, and just kind of blast it in for like a little boost and then like get it out and control the sides,
Mm-hmm. What was your experience with it? You said you ran it, Rob?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So I ran it, and I think I ran 150, because I think it's 75 mgs a milliliter.
Okay.
So most people will run like 75 mgs like 3 times a week or something, if I remember right. I'm just going off memory here, but yeah, it was similar to Stu. It was like right away you just get super puffy and you feel stronger, obviously. And then then your nipples like 3 days later start itching like crazy. It's almost like if you just it almost feels like if you just injected like fucking 2,000 milligrams of NPP, maybe. You know what I mean? You would just feel super strong and your joints would feel great, but you'd probably just be so fucking, you know what I mean? Hormones be all fucked up.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like much fun.
Yeah. But actually
the guys in the Middle East are on.
Oh really?
Dude. Yeah. Speaking of that, the podcast I was listening to had a guy from Brazil, the guy that beat Janicki at Vancouver and got his pro card. He's from Brazil. He works with Crisita. And he was talking about how crazy it is down in Brazil. Like they literally just get farm grade growth, farm grade drugs, farm grade primo, just straight from the pharmacy for like $40 a bottle, dude, for primo. This guy was talking about it today I was like literally about ready to pack my bags and move down there. Plus the Brazilian women too. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so apparently
they won't accept you down there.
I know, right?
They're like, who the fuck is this dude?
I'd have to hit the tanning beds for a while, dude.
That guy, I watched that podcast, Rob, and that guy he's got a hell of a story for the last year. I mean, he was natural all last year.
Yeah.
While he was taking care of his health, and then he came into this year, just starting to fire things up again. Wasn't sure if he was going to compete this year. Never would have thought he'd be a pro and going to the Olympia. And then it was like Vancouver, boom, competed against Stu and Ron Jewett and all those guys, John Jewett, all those guys the next day. And then next thing you know, he's going to the O a week later. It was crazy.
That was fucking wild, dude. Yeah, what a story. Yeah, talking about his upbringing and what it's like in Brazil. And I'm like, damn, dude, that's cool as fuck. He was saying like, wasn't he saying that like Norditropin pens are just super like easy to get down there? Wasn't he saying that on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm like 3/4 of the way through it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's so weird hearing other countries like laws about steroids and like how easy or hard it is to like get shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank God we're not in Australia, bro.
Australia?
Yeah, that would suck. Get shit
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
they'll like lock you up for it, won't they?
Well, yeah, just like even getting it out there, I hear is like super, super hard.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I
crazy
remember-
expensive too.
I remember years ago, I think it was like Switzerland or Sweden where like Tony Freeman got arrested for like having gear on him and shit. He was like doing the European tour and just gets fucking arrested.
Well, I think in those kind of like some of those Scandinavian countries, like they just if you look jacked, they'll just
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll run in your home.
yeah.
Arrest you for being jacked. That's crazy.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool to see that though. If
Yeah,
something happened,
it's a good story.
Bro, I was so jacked that I actually got arrested for it.
Not gonna lie, that would be pretty sick. But yeah, right now, I'm actually, and you guys, you know, are free to talk about what you want. If not, it's all good. I understand if people have other constraints and shit, jobs, whatever. But right now, this is the first time I've ever ran higher primo. And I kind of like it. I'm on like week 3, so you know, I'm like kind of getting a base right now. But like, I'm started out with 750 tests, 600 primo, and 450 deca. So that's what I've been running, and it's nice because you don't have to run an AI at all. I mean, I already had the surgery, and they did a really good job. But I can still tell like itchiness and stuff when it gets higher. But with the 600 primo, yeah, I haven't taken one Aromasin or AI since I started 3 weeks ago, and I feel completely fine. So I think that's cool. I've heard horror stories of dudes running like too high of primo, and it like ruins their off season. They like don't realize it because their estrogen just gets crashed like the whole off season. So you got to kind of look out for that. But yeah, it's crazy. Primo is just like the new thing, you know. Like you hear of all these fucking European guys running like, oh, I'm running 1400 primo, and like, holy shit.
Where are you putting that?
That's a lot of
Yeah,
volume.
exactly. Like, that's what I always wonder. Like, you know that one dude? Gosh, what's his name? He ran like a ridiculous Chase Irons. Yeah, Chase Irons.
Yeah.
You heard of that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he's a kind of a douche, but he's kind of cool. He's honest. He just has not a great physique for how much gear he runs. But I don't know. He ran some ridiculous shit like 5,000 rigs of test and 3,000 migs of Mastron, something crazy like that. And I'm like,
what about the 20 years of growth?
Where? Yeah, I'm like, where are you fitting all that? What the fuck?
Yeah, that would.
Speaking of that, so do you guys have much experience with primo at all?
I literally just painted it for the first time this week.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Get back to us in 3 weeks.
Yep. But just on 200 milligrams of it right now. 300
Yeah.
200 primo. But
okay.
Is that start ramping up here soon?
Is that a cruise, or is it just like starting back up, or
just starting back up before I start the blast? I just had my umbilical hernia surgery that was 4 weeks ago. So I've been on just a cruise for this will be 7 weeks, and then got blood work done and everything, and so now I'm starting to just throw in some primo right now before I'm 100%. Like train and eat and start really putting on size. I just want to see how I feel on it, and see. I want to get my pull labs and see what my estrogen looks like in a couple weeks too. Off to see how much of an AI effect it has.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, I don't. I've never had to run an AI in the off season. I don't aromatize much.
Oh,
no
that's
matter
good.
what I run.
Yeah.
Like when I natty, my estrogen was 7, so
Mm-hmm.
below range.
Man, you guys get to eat so much food. You guys don't have to take AIs. Shit, I have to run an AI on 400 mgs of test.
That's rough.
Yeah, you're real sensitive to estrogen, Bobby. Huh?
Yeah, it fucking sucks, bro.
Yeah. You know, I think I was like that earlier in my career, but it got better as I got older. But then I also got the surgery. I think that was the main thing. But you know, I've never noticed it on your your pecs or anything. So
No, I mean just because I catastrophize. I'm like, as soon as I start feeling something, I'm like, all right, something's fucking a little wacky. And then I just feel like a water balloon. I mean, I'm a water balloon in general, so that's just always crazy high.
Hey, real quick, Bobby, right off the top of your head, what's gyms better, Troutdale or Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, obviously, man. Come on.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to I haven't been to the Troutdale one in a bit. So
Dude,
I
he
don't know
just
what it
got
looks
like
like right now.
he got like 4 or 5 new pieces over there.
I saw that, but I really like Milwaukee. You know, I kind of finished my prep there. I was
Yeah.
kind of sentimental for that.
You know what I think about? I mean, I like Troutdale slightly better just because it's the OG and it's a little more hardcore. But I found that what's kind of cool is there's different body parts are better at each gym. Like I think legs is better at Troutdale. But shoulders is way better at fucking Milwaukee because they got all that new shoulder stuff. So they're both
Legs
badass.
was better at the Troutdale one.
Yeah, just because I just think if you count all the leg stuff at Troutdale compared to all the leg stuff at Milwaukee, like the leg stuff at Milwaukee is really nice, but like there's like 3 or 4 leg pieces that are kind of shit in my opinion. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Hey, that Atlantis hack squat though, that's so
It's
nice
dope.
on the knees.
Yeah. Oh, and then like for example, so the Atlantis pivot press or squat press, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one that emulates the Cybex squat press. Looks amazing, but then you get in it and it fucking bottoms out before you can get deep into the hole. So I'm like, God damn, it's a brand new Atlantis machine. And somehow this got past the factory that you can't even fucking get deep enough on this fuck. Just little things like that. I'm a stickler when it comes to like if the machine bottoms out before I can get depth, I'm like, fuck this thing, you know?
Yeah.
You weren't able to bottom out on the Atlantis hack squat?
No, I'm talking about the
squat
Atlantis
press. Okay.
squat press, pivot press, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
How many times did you use it? Just once?
A couple times. Yeah. You know me though. I go super deep.
Yeah, I mean it's really it's a really weird piece of equipment. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, to be honest.
Yeah. That's all I mean. It's like this like little things like that. But like as far as like you said, like the fucking the brand new Atlantis hack squat's amazing. And the pendulum.
They got the Ronnie Coleman. They got the Ronnie Coleman leg press, man.
Yes. That's probably the best leg press I've
They
used,
got the
maybe.
Nebula.
Oh yeah.
You guys ever use the Nebula? I know Bobby has. What about you guys? You ever use like a Nebula?
I have.
They're fucking amazing, aren't they?
You can feel the spirit of Ronnie Coleman like creeping up inside. You just hear, yeah, buddy.
Dude. The first time I met Ronnie Coleman, I went to the Emerald Cup. The Emerald Cup was wild in the early 2000s. So I don't know if you guys know this, but back in the day, Weider had all the like top 10 Olympias were signed to Weider. And so Weider would just pay him to go to all the biggest amateur shows. So I went to the Emerald Cup in 2003, I think. And literally Jay Cutler, Ronnie, Dexter, Gunther, Cormier, Lee Priest, they literally had the top 10 there. Compared to now, they might have one pro.
Yeah.
It was just different times back then. But we had forgot something in my car, and then me and my cousin were running out to our car, and right when we went out the front door, Ronnie Coleman was walking up the steps. And like probably 320, you know what I mean? 5'11", 320. And I was like, "Oh, Ronnie, what's up? Let me get the door for you." And he's like, "Thanks, guys." And just walked in. It was crazy though, man. I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but yeah, there was a few years, maybe 4 or 5 years, where the E Cup would have like 5 or 10 fucking pros. Wow.
Are any of you guys competing there next year?
I don't know, maybe.
Rob and I had talked about it. My thing is really like how the show goes and then how I feel, because I'm not trying to kill myself just to do another show in the spring, you know.
Yeah. So my situation is, I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool to, if I could win two, because there's only ever been one other person that's done that, I guess, apparently, but I don't know. I might need more time. Who knows? The ultimate goal would be to do USA's next summer. So whether I do like the Emerald Cup and then take a break and then do USA's, or do the Washington State or the Oregon Open or something like that right before USA's, I'm going to do one of the two. You know what I mean?
You thinking about it, Alan?
I don't know, man. I wish, but I just don't think it's enough time. I'm 35, dude, so I got to be kind of smart with how much time I take off to build up. If I keep going into preps, I mean, preps are great because the rebounds are fucking awesome, and I always jump up an extra 10 pounds, you know, by the time I level out during a rebound. So it's like you kind of have value there, but I don't want to keep dieting down year after year and just burning time as I'm approaching 40 years old before I know it. And I just gotta be smart with this. So I'm just gonna roll with whatever Stu says. I mean, last year, guys, I was fucking barfing up food, trying to force feed enough to get up to 270, and now I'm walking around at like between 275, 280, and I'm still hungry all day. So it's like I'm in a pretty good spot right now. I'm just gonna ride this out and see how much size I can put on. Training's going great and everything. I'd hate to jump into prep too soon. So
how long have you been bodybuilding for, Alan?
My first show was 2021.
Okay, so you're pretty young in your training age. I'm 35, but last year was I took like 5 years off from competing, and so like my training age is like 6 years of actual competing. So like I was wondering, when you're talking about pushing your body, what?
Yeah, when I say that, I think there's something to be said about how many miles you have on you. So like it doesn't necessarily mean like, you know, I'll be done at 40. I think I could go past that easily. I've always heard that like 35 is the sweet spot for building muscle at a fast rate. And who knows, you know, everyone's a little bit different. Maybe fucking 40 is the fastest rate for me. I don't know, but I don't want to keep dieting down and miss an opportunity to grow more. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I know Cody Kilgore wants to do the Emerald, and I know David Johnston. He said he's going to do it.
I'd love to go with Dave.
What's that?
Dave's someone that's been around the Pacific Northwest the whole time I've competed. I've always wanted to step on stage because we're like almost the same height and shit. Yeah. And that guy's cool as fuck. But I was like, if someone I could step back on stage, like I'd love to step on stage with all of you guys, but it's like you're in the Pacific Northwest, like watching them develop and grow as bodybuilders. It's like, fuck yeah, I'd love to be like on stage with you. Like, yeah, you know.
Oh, yeah. David's got a sick back. He's got those little lats, you know. He's and he hasn't competed for a while too, so we'll see. I'd like to do it. We'll see how the you know, if I can put together a really good 3 months here of off season and I'm satisfied with like the size. Because I know that's the thing, like once I diet down, you know, that's the muscle I'm gonna have for USA. So it's like if I diet down too early and I could have, you know, put on a little bit more tissue, you know, that's just kind of where I'm at with that.
Unless you went and qualified at fucking Vancouver down there a month before Emerald Cup, and then you take a little bit longer stretch between there and USA's to build up a little more and then come back down.
Yeah, that's another option. Yeah. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, I guess. But it's hard after you've done the E Cup like 3 times, like I have, to like do a really small show like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would just probably feel weird. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
I just hand me a trophy.
What? What? Ultimately, though, like you said, it's like what's the best situation for yielding the best results, right?
Yeah, we can all have goals, like, but our bodies are in such different places 2 to 3 months at a time. So,
yeah. I'm excited. I was really disappointed. I know Bobby, he's at the same gym and stuff. I was disappointed that Ryan wasn't able to compete this year because I know, like, you got Stu and then you have Ryan Foster, and then you have fucking Justin Shier. And they're just on a whole different level than all of us here in the Northwest. And I always try to give them praise. But I know the three of them kind of have their own little rivalry that I'm helping cook up here. But, I thought, the way Ryan was looking this year, I know Stu's your guy, but I just think Ryan has a much prettier, well, not much prettier because Stu's got a pretty physique too. But at the end of the day, Ryan has a great back and Stu doesn't necessarily have a great back. And Ryan's legs are bigger and more separated. Stu, I think, has him from the side, possibly. But I think Ryan has him from the front and back. But Justin Shier is just like a fucking wild card, man. Like, I'm just like imagining them all competing against each other. What do you guys think? If those three guys showed up 6 months from now, 100%, how do you think it would go?
Well, I'm biased, of course. I'm biased too.
Who's judging?
Who's judging?
Yeah, who's judging?
You are.
Well, I mean, if you're,
go
ahead, Bobby.
I'd probably have to go with Shier.
Yeah.
I think the taper, like, I know Stu has a really, really good taper. Ryan has really, like, they all have really, really good shape, but I think Shier just has a little bit more of
he's got the wow factor.
Prettier. I think he's got a little bit of a prettier physique, and I tend to go a lot more with shape a lot.
I'll say it. He's got black guy muscle bellies.
He does. Fuck yeah. Hey, that's a white man with black man muscle belly.
For sure.
It's true.
He's got some Nigerian somewhere in that bloodline.
I feel like Ryan and Stu would be like kind of a toss up, if they both brought their best, but I haven't seen Ryan dieted down in 2 years. So
right.
Seeing where they're at.
Justin would be giving up quite a bit of size for them too, right? I mean,
especially from the back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Ryan and Stu are both around 250 on stage, and I think Shirer's like, 223 the last time he competed.
Wait. But let's remember too, weight isn't everything. They don't have a scale like right there at the stage.
No, but
he's also pretty.
That's
he's
true.
Also smaller and softer.
Ooh. Shier?
Yeah, Justin is. I mean, he hasn't been as hard as either of them. I mean, I haven't seen Ryan compete, but I mean, I was looking at his updates when he was getting ready earlier this year, and he was definitely harder than Justin.
I do agree with you but you should check out Shirer's nationals conditioning. It was fucking
that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. I don't think if you truly look at Shirer's nationals conditioning, I don't think that either Ryan or Stu have gotten that lean yet. Shier was fucking peeled. He was 213 at that nationals and looked like he was 240. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That was his best look. That was way better in Chicago. I mean, not way better. He just wasn't. He had some issues he was dealing with.
Speaking of that nationals, though, that overall winner, Carlos. I want to see him when he gets peeled. Like peeled.
Carlos Thomas?
Yeah.
Carlos and Nexzilla. Hey, fellas, I got to bounce. I got to go pick up my kids. So,
yeah, thanks for coming on, bro.
Yeah, no, it was good. Great talking to you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Take care.
Yeah, see you, Chris.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, we'll pump out like another 20 minutes here and call it good. But yeah, that's a tough call, man. I'm gonna say if they all showed up 100%. I hate to put Stu in third, but I'm just going to because I just think so. I'm putting Ryan in first just because he is I think he's a balance of like a mass monster, but he also has pretty shape, and he has No weak body parts. The only weak body part you can see on Ryan is his waist is a little bit wider. Right? Wouldn't you say that, Bobby?
I would say Ryan has the best posing though out of all of them, so he knows how to hide everything.
Yes, definitely. It's tough though, because all like putting Stu in third, he could easily beat either of those guys. But that's just how I think it would.
Honestly, it just depends. It's like, okay, let's put up a perfect world. You know, like Stu, he can't diet forever. Like he admitted that on Beatty's podcast, he has to do. They're gonna do like shotgun preps now, him and Blue. I know Ryan can get in shape pretty quickly. I don't know how long it takes Justin, but if they all have like whatever set time and they just all come in, I don't know. That'd be an interesting toss up.
It's tough. I mean,
you muted yourself. What's up, Chris?
I was say, I think that I could be remembering wrong, but I thought Justin takes a while. I mean, he takes a while to get in condition. I know he doesn't have to push food super hard anymore in the off season. At least last time that I heard him talk about it. But I mean, I feel like Justin would either win because they're going to go for the shape, or he's going to get last because he's going to be outside.
Good point.
So,
good point.
I think. I mean, shit. I guess
you know what,
Ryan, I feel like is the good like mix between the two. So yeah, I think Ryan, Stu, and then Justin. But I'm pretty biased. I mean, I've talked with Stu a bit, and I like Ryan's shape.
Yeah. They're all three pretty phenomenal bodybuilders, and they're definitely like a level ahead of the rest of the Northwest for sure. Yeah. Who would you guys? I mean, I don't know how familiar you guys with everybody, but it's hard when I make these top 25 lists, man. It's so fucking hard. I feel like I'm disrespecting everybody, but it's so hard after that. Like 3 to 12 is really hard, and then like 12 to 25, everyone's kind of like in the same realm, you know. But I don't know how well you guys know the Northwest, but who would give me like 2 or 3 guys besides those guys he would put from 3 to 6 or 4 to 6?
Yeah.
From 4 to 6, like that's too shit.
I don't know many people. I don't know enough.
I'm super familiar. I'll start just to give you guys an idea. I would put probably Colin Moeller. You guys know who that is?
Yeah.
That motherfucker is so bubbly and round. He almost got his card last year. I did
back, though.
I know he has no back. He has no back.
I'll say that though. Super bubbly from the front, lights out. But from the back, then you're like, okay, where?
His back might be worse than mine, so that's saying a lot. But I think Ryan Van Cleave is really good, but he's also like really lights out and like the most muscular, but then like really like and like certain poses at the same time too. I have to look at
in person.
I mean,
yeah,
his legs. Dude.
I'm really good.
What?
I'm really good friends with Dillon St. Michael, but I'm gonna call him out on this. If he fixes his posing, he'll be in there.
Yeah. You know what?
I mean, that's something I'm trying to hammer with him. Like I keep bugging him, like, hey, let's work on your posing.
I'm so glad you brought Dillon up because he slipped my mind. I actually put him in 4th on the top 25 list after his Oregon Open win. Just because he's got so much fucking wow factor. Those lats and that front lat spread. And Dillon really doesn't have any weak body parts. He has obviously he can get
adductors.
Yes.
On that one.
Good call. Yeah, he needs to build some adductors. But he could do that. But yeah, I think I would have to probably I'm gonna say those 3 guys, right? And I think Abdulla is right in there too. You know, and it's just tough. But I'm gonna say, yeah, those 3 guys, probably Colin, Ryan, Van Cleave, and Dillon for sure. Dillon probably right in there. Dillon's got crazy potential, man. If you could imagine him with 35 more pounds on him.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wild.
How much does he weigh? How much did he weigh at the last show?
Oh fuck, he was 215.
Yeah.
Shit.
And he's like a legit 5'4", 5'5"?
Maybe like 5'7". I think he's like 5'7". Because Tim's 5'5", isn't he?
Who?
Tim?
Oh yeah. Tim's pretty fucking short. I don't know. Once it gets past like 5'7", I'm just like, they're fucking short, dude. What do you guys think the ideal height for bodybuilding is? I always say it's about 5'9.5". What do you guys say?
It depends.
True.
How big is your structure?
Mm-hmm.
Because so if you're 6 foot though, and you got like an Andrew Jack structure, once you fill that out, it's lights out.
That's true. Yeah. I guess I would say, I guess what I'm saying is, what do you think the ideal height for becoming the best bodybuilder you can be fastest? Like, I feel like Jay Cutler, perfect like dimensions. You know what I mean? 5'9", shoulders wide as a house. You know what I mean? And then if you take if you take the Mr. Olympias through the years, I think the average height is 5'9", or maybe 5'10", if you average out all their heights.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to be a little shorter, not so much damn frame. But once you do fill it out, it's a lot more imposing.
Yeah, I've thought about that too. It's funny too, because like growing up, I was an athlete playing football, and you're always like, man, I wish I was 6'3", and then you become a bodybuilder, and you're like, fuck, I wish I was 5'8", 5'9". Oh man, yeah. But anyways, yeah, man. I thank you guys for coming on, man. It's been a good chat today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna try to do it weekly as best I can. I'm just switching to another company, so I got to get my schedule there and figure that out. But yeah, you guys are all killing it. Is who's still on here? The 4 of us. Yep. Bobby and Chris. Alan. So you don't really know what show you're gonna do next year. You just kind of shoot for the Oregon Open. You said.
No, I don't even know if that's really in the mix, man. I have no idea.
That's right. You said.
Yeah, I asked Stu if he thinks we can stabilize above 290, and he thinks we can. It's going to be uncomfortable as hell, but he said he thinks we can. So my goal is going to be just a matter of not getting too fat, but getting up there in the weight. That's 15 pounds. Well, it's probably about 20 pounds more than what I am waking up to now. So, once I get up there and I stabilize, then I'll start to consider when I'm going to drop down.
Yeah, that's actually exactly kind of a better way to explain my situation too. I think you're similar height. You're about 6'1", right? 6 foot.
6 foot.
Yeah. So I think at our height, man, 280 minimum. Like if I can maintain 280 to 290 and just have that stick for a bit.
Yeah.
That's what I need to get to before I diet down to a show. So if I can do that by E-Cup time, I will. But if not, we'll push it back. That's good, man. Yeah, just keep growing, man. You've made some really good gains the last couple of years in size for sure. Like I said, just like we spoke the other day, just keep trying to grow that X frame out. It's starting to come out, definitely. And you got a big frame, man. So once I think, what did you compete at this year?
Tangi and Oregon.
Oh, I mean, what weight?
Weight, 230, 233, 235.
That's not bad. Okay. Yeah. You're actually pretty close to me stage weight. Definitely. I think when at nationals, I was 240. So, yeah, man, keep pushing it, bro. Bobby, I know you said, are you going to do Oregon Open again next year? Is that your for now? Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, I'm doing Oregon Open just because it gives me enough time for my blast.
Yeah.
A slight little health phase, and then we'll go right into prep.
There you go.
I mean, I know people want to say like hold your muscle and stuff for a little bit, but I think for my metabolism, just like from what I saw like at this last one, it's just like I don't know if I necessarily need to like hold it.
Yeah, I mean, you might be better off in a leaner state, like when the first parts of prep,
Yeah, like we just have to get me like super like I stay dialed in. I weigh everything to the gram, but I get fat so fucking easy. that I just have to get. I have to get fucking peeled every year. Otherwise, I'm
Is
not
that-
gonna make progress.
Is that those Islander genetics?
I actually found out I'm fucking Mexican, so we did a DNA
Really?
test, and I found, yeah.
No shit. So were you Islander still, or because or what else were you?
Oh, dude, I'm fucking like a mix of almost everything, bro.
That's pretty cool though. Just a mutt.
Yeah,
Just a fucking mutt. And I
just
got a shitty calves too with it.
I'll trade you my calves for your lats, bro. How about that?
No, I got to keep out. That's a moneymaker, man.
You're like, no, calves don't matter. Fuck off, dude.
They don't judge the calves. I'll just put some fucking SEOs in them eventually. We'll see. I'll show up like Dexter Jackson did at the Olympia.
Yeah, if you can handle the pain. Well, hey, thanks guys for coming on. We'll try to do it again next week. All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet.
All right.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Bye, Alan.
Later.
Bye, Chris.
talk to you guys. Take care, man.
Later, guys.